Meanwhile, the wife of senior DOJ official Bruce Orr appeared on Capitol Hill today. Nellie Orr worked for Fusion GPS during the 2016 election cycle when her husband met with Christopher Steele about the infamous Trump dossier. But during her testimony to a House panel today, Nellie Orr invoked spousal privilege in order to limit what she told lawmakers. Was she right to do that? What didn't she say? Jonathan Turley is a professor at George Washington University Law School. He's been watching all of this closely and joins us tonight. Professor, thanks for coming on. I assume it's legitimate to invoke spousal privilege. It sounds legitimate to me anyway, as a non-lawyer. What do you think she was hoping not to say?
Well, it's pretty rare to have a spousal claim raised, particularly with all the advancement that women have been able to achieve. To have someone in an important position refuse to answer questions from an oversight committee by returning to a spousal status is problematic because there are serious questions that have been raised here, conflicts in the testimony that people have cited with regard to her husband. What we really have to find out is what is the real record here? When were contacts made? Who were the people that presented this information that ultimately went to the FISA court? None of those questions are being answered right now.
So you do make, I think, a great point, which is if she's saying she can't answer questions to an oversight body, congressional oversight body, because it's her husband and they're too close and they shouldn't be required to violate the privacy that exists between them, then was it appropriate for them to be working even indirectly in a government setting, which they were?
Well, that's the problem, is that you seem to have sort of alternative reasoning. You can claim the fifth, and if I don't use the fifth, he's my spouse, and if he's not his spouse, I'm his minister, something along those lines. She hasn't claimed the full array, but the point is still that there's information that an oversight committee requires. I honestly don't know how serious these allegations are. I think we should know. We do need some of these answers. Now, Mr. Orr has made statements about when he first interacted with this company on this issue that seem to be in contradiction with the statements of other witnesses. That's always a serious problem for Congress. Now, the fact is his wife was an officer of that company, was an employee of that company, directly involved in these allegations. And if we now are going to have spousal immunity claims, it really creates a serious problem in terms of having, couples each for their own merit achieving positions of authority if we have to face these types of spousal claims.
Well, yeah, especially when you have a law enforcement agency going to Hillary Clinton's Oppo people for information, right, that winds up at the base of a criminal investigation. It's a problem. Professor, thank you very much for that very clear explanation. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tucker.